the strange love interest of N'Golo Kante. When fans and football lovers say French midfielder N'Golo Kante has a big heart, they actually be making a legit point that transcends just football theories and banter. This story about Kante's love life, which I am going to tell you in a minute, proves that his fans have not been exaggerating at all. N'Golo Kante, undoubtedly one of the coolest footballers of his generation. The legend of Kante gets even more greater when you learn that the former Chelsea star midfielder you see on the football pitch is the very same person you are likely to meet in town. Very humble, reserved and peculiarly private. Yes, very private, and now that I have mentioned it, such is his relationship life. Very discreet. Getting into it, our dear N'Golo Kante is the husband to 48-year-old British businesswoman and reality TV star, Jude Littler. The two have been married for some time now and have become parents to 4 children. But quite astonishingly, you would find neither official wedding photos nor videos on the internet about Kante and Littler's union. Regardless, credible sources confirm that Kante and Littler are very much married and in love. Well, it just feels like classic Kante style to have successfully concealed this important piece of information about his private life from his fans and football lovers in general, right? And to think he got for himself a wife who also is not so much of a social media person, that makes for the perfect harmony, don't you think? However, when you dig deep into the Kante love story, the more you are going to wish you had not done so. The Kante-Littler union is actually a strange one and probably should not have happened in the first place. Here are 5 reasons why. Reason number 1. For starters, Kante's wife, Jude Littler, is 16 years older than the Al Ittihad midfielder. And even though Kante has got great company in terms of famous footballers with relatively older wives and girlfriends, that is rather an infamous lineup of footballers amongst which fans of Kante least expected him to join. You see, normally, footballers with older women tend to share history with their partners that spans from a long time ago, possibly from their teenagers and even childhoods. You can talk about David De Gea and his partner, Edu Garcia, for example. Though the couple started dating officially in 2015, the two met way earlier, possibly during when De Gea was still in his formative years in Spain with Atletico Madrid. Similar story for former Barcelona, Milan and Manchester United striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and his 53-year-old Swedish businesswoman wife, Helen Seeger. The two met as far back as 22 years ago and have been together since. To keep the list short, you can see similar patterns in love stories shared by all these footballers with older wives, except for the scandalous ones like the Icardi and Wanda Nara story, where Icardi literally snatched the model from his ex-teammate, Maxi Lopez. Not saying Kante has done same to a teammate or is going to suffer same fate. We doubt any Al Ittihad teammate would even dare, but knowing that Kante and Jude Littler clearly have no history, we struggle to make any sense out of their union. Like, how did they even meet? Reason number 2. If you think Jude Littler being 16 years older than her husband, Kante, is the strangest thing you have heard about this story, wait till we tell you that Jude Littler has yet to bear Kante children. In fact, with Littler, Kante has been fathering 4 children, none of them biologically his, and 3 of them are actually the children of ex-France striker, Djibril Cissé. Crazy, right? Here is a little background story. Kante's 48-year-old wife, Jude Littler, is actually the ex-wife of former French and Liverpool striker, Djibril Cissé. Cissé and Littler legally separated in 2014. For context, Kante came to England a year later. And with Cissé, Jude Littler birthed 3 kids, Cassius, Prince Kobe and Marley Jackson. But before marrying Cissé, Jude Littler already had a son from one of her previous relationships. All of these must be too much information to process, right? Yeah, we think so too, but we all love Kante, what can we do? At this point, it seems our dear Kante is the only one lacking an heir from all of Jude Littler's affairs. Somebody please prompt Queen Littler to do the needful. Reason number 3. Well, it is widely believed that we do not choose whom we love, but clearly, Jude Littler has been choosing her lovers time and time again. And this has been her golden rule for selection. Footballers, but they must be younger than her. Listen, shortly after separating from Djibril Cissé in 2014, Littler had a fling with Armenian football sensation, Henrik Mkhitaryan. And, it is after Mkhitaryan that Jude landed at Kante's feet. And all of these 3 Littler men, Cisse, 7 years younger than Littler, Mkhitar Yan, 13 years younger than Littler, and now Kante, 16 years younger than Littler, are clear indications of this fact that Jude Littler has been targeting younger footballers and Kante is her current victim. Fellas, this is not looking good for Kante. We hope we are wrong, but this Kante-Littler union screams like one of those situations where footballers get conned and ripped apart by women. Ngolo Kante may be long past his peak football years alright, but there is still so much life in him left to live. For a footballer widely known to be humble, shy and sweet, it would definitely break hearts to hear that he has been conned and dumped by a woman. Like we said, we hope this is just us getting too far ahead of ourselves. Reason number 4. Kante is treading on hot lines going in for a sophisticated woman as Jude Littler. We mean to say, Jude Littler is way too much above Kante's class, let us not deceive ourselves. Even for the worrying fact that it still remains unclear how Kante and Jude Littler met, it is quite perplexing to accept that Kante could not find a better, younger match than Jude Littler. You see, Jude is a media personality and a businesswoman and once entertained being in the spectacle, even though she has managed to keep the Kante affair private per the footballer's wishes, and Kante, on the other hand, shies away from the public as much as he can. So, two unlike poles definitely be attracting here, huh? But seriously, there is no denying that they do not make the perfect match. Likely the case that Littler even calls all the big shots at home. Perhaps, the reason behind why, to everyone's surprise, Kante left Chelsea for Saudi for more money. For someone who has been driving a Mini Cooper since time memorial, money was supposed to be his last priority in contract negotiations. Well, for a secret affair, especially one where the two lovers clearly have nothing in common, you simply cannot rule anything out. Additionally, this even reveals a disturbing lot about Kante's social life. That his mouth is as blunt as the old cutlass with regards to women. Of course, you do not expect the general himself to be some sort of a playboy, but at least, fellow footballers, X should have been a touch below him. To think he could not even find for himself a young vibrant maiden to wife and grow together with, after all his fame and fortune, is definitely a low ball. You bet Jude Littler probably even made the first move. Ngolo man, you should be doing better with these women. Reason number 5. Well, everyone definitely deserves love, and even for global athletes, you could make a case for them that maybe they deserve it more, given the significant number of women that come their paths within the course of their careers. But it is also a known fact that these athletes struggle to find genuine love, as there is always this constant fear that women that come into their lives come after their fortune, the more reason why most athletes end up marrying their childhood best friends and lovers. Lionel Messi and Antonella, a prime example of love from tender ages. But for somebody like Ngolo Kante, who is just 33 years of age and still shy so enough not to be able to approach women, perhaps it would have been best if he worked on himself first before settling down. At age 33, Kante is still too young to be married in our opinion. With no known history of his past relationships and love interests, it is actually possible that Jude Littler may as well be his first serious woman. More like, Kante just ran with the very first woman who came his way, and this gets weirder and spookier upon every pondering. Imagine not being able to talk to women and then, you hurriedly marry off the first woman who comes your way. Sounds reckless and desperate, right? Yep, that is exactly the Kante-Littler story, and things are definitely not looking good for the former Chelsea midfielder. Hopefully the universe is much kinder to him though. Last words. It is always worth mentioning that people and situations do change though. Jude Littler clearly does not have the cleanest of love history, but who knows? Perhaps, she has been a better wife to Kante than she ever was to her previous lovers. And that is all we hope for. We want to end this by wishing the Ngolo Kante and Jude Littler family the very best of marriage life though. Kante has brought so much smiles on faces on the football field, and it would only be fair that he also gets some joy from his marriage and practically the rest of his life away from the field. This Kante and Littler story. Let me know what you all honestly think of this union.